All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money and Sports Betting Show, Monday, October 23rd, 2023. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. How's it going?
Not too bad.
Had a pretty good day in the NFL yesterday, other than the referees flat out sucked yesterday in multiple games,
Yeah.
especially one that we cared about. But there were some other games we saw some terrible either no calls on pass interference or calling pass interference or illegal contact that the offense kind of initiated, especially in that Colts game. I mean, hell, he had the Colts guy by the jersey pulling him down, and the Colts guy gets called for it back to back, and where the game would have been over.
Yep, that's true. Also, Philadelphia. I mean, I know Philadelphia handled Miami pretty good, but Miami has 10 penalties. Philadelphia don't have one penalty called on the whole game. That's hard to believe. I'm not saying that would have changed the game. And the Colts, I mean, the thing that really stood out to me was you take the lead, there's three or 4 minutes left, whatever. You can't let a guy get behind you and get a 30-yard gain. Defense just can't let that happen.
No.
You know, and that killed us. And turnovers killed us too. I mean, offensive line's got to do a better job of protecting a quarterback. I mean, the quarterback did a lot of good things Sunday, but had a couple mistakes too. But he played pretty well overall. I mean,
yeah. I mean, the thing that really hurt the Colts in that game was the I mean, you can't have the 3 turnovers. You had the two sack fumbles, one in the end zone that was recovered for a touchdown, and then you had one interception. But yeah, you can't. They let Myles Garrett wreck the game for about 3 plays, and those 3 plays were big. The block field goal.
Yeah, I mean, if we get that field goal, you know, we maybe win the game.
But yeah, But you get DeForest Buckner gets a strip sack, game's over, and then all of a sudden you get some bullshit flag down the field.
Late call, yeah.
Got to clean up some turnovers. Colts are right there. They got to find a way to win close games. Yeah. You got to find a way to come out on top of them games.
Been really competitive, man. We could only have maybe one loss right now. That's not the way it is right now. I think we found us a pretty good receiver in Downs.
Yeah. I saw where Pittman was complaining a little bit after the game about not being involved enough in the game plan, not getting targets. So I think he only got targeted 4 or 5 times yesterday. I don't like to see that coming out in the public.
No, I don't either.
All right.
been some rumors about the Colts being interested in Judy. I think that's a bad idea with some of the comments Judy's made. You don't want that kind of guy on the team. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I haven't really paid a whole lot of attention. I know him and that Steve Smith were going back and forth a little bit, but
I see him make some comments. Well, the offensive line got to do their job. Quarterback's got to do his job. Running back's got to do their job. Everybody's got to do their job if I'm going to get the ball. Basically. Everybody else's fault. I don't like that.
yeah.
So what do you think? You think right now, I guess we'd have to say Kansas City, probably team to beat in the NFC or AFC, excuse me. NFC right now. I still say Philadelphia and San Francisco.
I still think the 49ers are the team are the best team right now. I know they had a bad game last week. Hell, the Chiefs have had a couple of games where they've struggled. They only lost one, but they've had a couple of games where their offense hasn't looked great.
Their defense has really played well.
Yeah, defense playing. But Eagles, I still don't think they've played really their best football, but they have found ways to win games.
Yep.
So,
And what about what the hell's going on in Buffalo?
I don't know. That's weird in Buffalo because they have a good team, and you see them. You saw they played terrible for most of that game. Then they got back into the game, and then give up a drive. But for some reason, they just haven't been consistent. I can't really figure out what's making them so inconsistent. Sometimes I thought it was they get away from the run too quick. But watching that game, I didn't even think it was that. It was just like, they couldn't even throw the ball hardly there for a long time during that game against New England. Then they finally put it together, but ended up being, I guess you'd say, a little bit too late, even though they took the lead, but then gave up a big drive to a quarterback that had been struggling. Mac Jones hasn't played well this season.
Buffalo's defense is not consistent. Offense, but it's been consistency with the team completely. Offense and defense, not consistent. San Diego, I was going to say San Diego, but the Chargers keep disappointing. I don't know. I think there's time for an overhaul there. I don't think a complete overhaul, but I think the coaching staff definitely.
Yeah, that's another team that seems like they find ways to lose. Yep. They're competitive in almost. They don't get blown out a whole lot. They're usually competitive in almost all the games and have chances to win them. But it seems like they always find a way to lose a game, and a lot of times it's self-inflicted.
Baltimore looked really good yesterday.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson's throwing the hell out of the ball.
Yeah. If they could play like that consistently, they would be hard to handle running in and throwing. But they haven't been consistent with it. But we'll see. Bengals are starting to play better. Of course, they was off, but they're playing better. Pittsburgh got a big victory yesterday over the Rams.
They got some help from the Revs because that wasn't even close to being a first down. I don't know how that got spotted as a first down.
No, but again, you don't have any timeouts you can't.
Yeah, but I understand that. Yeah. I understand that, but you see during the game where they do them expedited replays where they don't even have to use a challenge. Why wasn't that done there? If you can do that during the rest of the game, why couldn't you do it there with it being outside of 2 minutes?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's why it didn't make sense to me because you'll see them change calls without the river being a challenge now with the expedited replay. And you could clearly see that it was short. I didn't understand why that wasn't the case where they didn't want them expedited replays there. I understand you didn't have no challenges, so you couldn't challenge it, but you would have thought I thought that would have been one of the ones they took care of because I don't know what the ref was looking at. I don't know how he got spotted that close. It didn't even look like it. It really didn't look like he was that close. And Rams. I mean, I thought the Rams would win that game. I didn't think Pittsburgh was going to have much of a chance the way their offense has been playing, but they have a good defense. A good defense, and they let you let that Pittsburgh pass rush cause you some trouble there for during that game as well.
Oh yeah, they did. Pittsburgh's defense is not bad.
Oh, they got a good defense. They just haven't been able to figure it out on the offensive side of the ball this season. Well, there was some good games. Had some pretty good college games over the weekend, and then some baseball games. Had a good baseball game last night. Rangers and Astros, with the Rangers forcing Game 7 tonight in that series. You got Game 6 in the National League Championship Series. Of course, you got Monday Night Football tonight. There's not a real big slate of games because there's only one hockey game tonight. That was. And then tomorrow, NBA regular season will be starting off. I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow. Yeah, Tuesday. So, NBA will be back. I still think NBA starts way too early. Why start now? I'd wait till at least. I'd wait till after Thanksgiving, but I'd wait till sometime in December. Let football start getting closer to being over. Right now, you've got college football and NFL going on, and that's a lot to compete with. I guess there's some fans that'll watch the NBA like that, but I don't watch much NBA till you get closer to football being over. All right, today's games. We'll start out in baseball first. You got the Diamondbacks at the Phillies today at 10 after 5 Eastern time. The Phillies are 1.5 run favorites at home, minus 180 on the money line. Diamondbacks are plus 152 on the money line. Over under is at 8 runs for this game. On the mound for the Diamondbacks is going to be Kelly. He's 1-1 with a 3.00 ERA in the playoffs. On the mound for the Phillies is going to be Nola. He's 3-0 with a 0.96 ERA in the playoffs. Phillies lead the series 3-2. Chance to close it out at home tonight. I like the Phillies here. You have Nola on the mound, who's been outstanding in the playoffs. You're going to have that raucous Philadelphia crowd. Yep. So I like the Phillies tonight, but I just have a hard time seeing, even if the Diamondbacks was to win tonight, I have a hard time seeing the Diamondbacks winning 2 in a row in Philly. But I think the Phillies close it out tonight in Game 6.
I agree. I think Nola will shut them down.
Then you have Game 7 of the Rangers and Astros. It's been a real good series. The Rangers jump out to a 2-0 lead in the series by winning 2 in Houston. Astros come back and win 3 in a row in at the Rangers Stadium, Texas. I think it's in Arlington, if I remember correctly. And then the Rangers come back and win a game in Houston last night. Road team has won it. Road team has won every game in this series so far.
It's crazy. And it really would be crazy if Texas beats Houston and Houston loses all 4 games at home. That'd be nuts.
So you're going into Game 7 tonight. Road team has won every game. The game is in Houston. The Astros are 1.5 run favorites, minus 130 on the money line. Rangers are plus 110 on the money line. So you got over-unders at 9 runs. You got Astros are slight favorites at home. On the mound for the Rangers is going to be Max Scherzer. He's 0-1 with 11.25 ERA in the playoffs. Only had that one start after coming back from injury. I look for him to look a lot better tonight than what he did. I think it was Game 3, if I remember correctly. Astros have Javier on the mound. He's 2-0 with a 1.69 ERA. I'm sticking with the trend here that at the road team has won every game, and plus it was my pick to beginning of the series. But I like the Rangers tonight. I think Scherzer has a big bounce back game after struggling to come back with making his first start. I think he'll be a lot sharper tonight. Rangers have confidence that they can win in Houston. I mean, because they've done it 3 times now in this series. I've seen that these teams have played each other 14 times now this year, and it's basically it's split even 7-7. So I mean, these teams have been pretty much even all season when they played each other. So, but I'm gonna go with the Rangers on the money line here to win Game 7 tonight and advance.
I'm gonna go with Houston on the money line. I'm gonna go with experience and with the pitcher for Texas coming back from injury. I don't think he'll be near as sharp as he needs to be. I'm gonna go with Houston. I prefer Texas to win. I prefer Texas and Arizona be in the World Series, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Then NFL Monday Night Football tonight, you have the 49ers at the Minnesota Vikings. Niners are 7-point favorites on the road, minus 330 on the money line. The Vikings are plus 265 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 43.5. I like the 49ers here. 49ers are coming off a game last week where they didn't play well, had lost some guys to injuries. Brock Purdy played his worst game since he's been in the NFL. He had an off game. I think the 49ers bounce back with a big game tonight. So I like the 49ers here on the road against the Vikings at the -7. I think the 49ers defense is going to cause the Vikings offense a lot of trouble, and I think the 49ers offense is going to get back on track. I think McCaffrey's playing from what I hear. Well, I mean, how effective will he be? But I think Purdy will look better, and they have some other. 49ers have quite a few weapons, but I think they're the better team. I think 49ers win this game.
I'm going to go with the 49ers, too. It worries me a little bit because I think the one receiver is not playing and the offensive lineman's not playing. But I do believe how effective it'll be. The running back's going to play, but I don't know how effective it'll be. But from what I heard, the receiver's not playing and the offensive lineman's not playing. So that worries me a little bit. But, yeah, I'm going to go with San Francisco -7. And Damian says, F the Vikings and Cousins. He's a big Cousins fan.
And then in NHL tonight, have one game. Montreal Canadiens against the Buffalo Sabres. Buffalo's -1.5 on the puck line, -184 on the money line. Montreal's +152 on the money line. Over-unders at 6.5 goals. I'm going to go with the Sabres here at home on the money line.
I am too. And Damien had a question about the Olympics and flag football. You can't do regular football in the Olympics, Damien, because not enough countries do football. That's why they would never put regular football in.
I mean, personally, I don't think flag football should be in the Olympics.
I don't disagree with you,
but I understand. I don't even really understand it. I know what. Well, here's my theory behind it. I do get why they don't have regular American football in the Olympics because there's not. I mean, we're the only country that really plays American football. There might be getting ready to start being teams in like London and some of that. NFL's talking about maybe doing that. So if that kept advancing, maybe years down the road you would, but I just don't see it because it would take. It's hard to play like a football game on a Monday and play another one on a Wednesday, like the way the Olympics do, like sports to have a tournament like that. You almost have to wait almost a week to let guys recover and stuff. So I think that's one reason. Another reason, but I think this flag football crap, pushing it for it to be in the Olympics and the 7-on-7 and stuff like that, is a way that they're, because I think eventually it'll be probably years down the road, but I think eventually they're doing that because eventually that's what they're going to try to turn NFL and college football and stuff into, because they're going to say, well, it takes out the risk of a head injury and this and that, and it's so much safer. So I think that eventually that this is all stuff where eventually they can try to kind of take out tackle football and it lean more toward a flag football football style, which I think would suck. But
Yeah, I don't know. He says Mexico plays. Well, of course, you got Canadian Football League, which is
yeah,
similar. I don't know much about.
I'm just
the
saying you don't
Mexican
have
football.
it.
Yeah.
Worldwide like you
No,
do, like
no.
a lot of other
And
sports.
but is there a lot of worldwide flag football? I honestly
Yeah,
don't
I don't
know. I'm
know.
not saying there is or isn't. I just they're probably taking out a sport that probably deserves to be in there more than that. Probably, I mean, who knows? But there's been sport. Wrestling was took out. You know, one of the sports that was original sports in the Olympics, and they took it out for I forget some more shit. So who
And then they put it, and they brought it
brought
back,
it back
eventually. But yeah, they like took baseball out of the Olympics for a while.
Yep.
But yeah, that's why I think it's more. I think eventually they're going to try to do away with tackle football because of the risk factors. I mean, they've already. If you looked at hell, they've already making it basically where you can't even touch guys anymore. Some of the
They had
roughing the passer calls we saw yesterday, and a receiver getting just basically a regular tackle, and it's a defenseless receiver. It's like
last year they had the 3-on-3 basketball. Remember? Yeah, that too. I mean, we
Yeah.
had 3-on-3 women's and men's basketball. And I think the things may do. I mean, that flag football might do well on TV. I don't think and it could just be me because I still like track and field, but I don't think the track and field has the cachet it used to have as far as people watching it.
yeah, I mean, it might. I'm not. I don't know. I think it'd be, and who's going to play? I mean, you know what I mean? Dude, so that's going to be. Are you going to have any? Or is there going to be any you're going to have any big name players that are going to play flag football that kind of help draw eyes to it?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. He said rugby is kind of like rugby's kind of like American football,
Yeah,
but
kind of.
I just with the injury stigma around football and stuff. I don't know if they'll ever put it back in, if they'll put it in the Olympics. I think you got more of a push of people that would like to get rid of it than you do people that would want to add it like that. And don't get me wrong, I don't think they should get rid of it. I think some of the changes are a lot, or
Well, like you said, it'd be
a
different.
lot of the changes they're making to football are kind of hurting football myself. But
It would be very difficult to do, like you said, because of recovery time. If you're going to play pads and you're going to play straight tackle, it'd be almost impossible to do.
yeah, because I mean, even with this college football playoffs, you're basically going to play every week. You'll play on weekends, so you're basically having a week, and you really don't have that kind of time in the Olympics to have a week off in between games. But all right, that's pretty much all. That's all the games for tonight. Don't forget, we will be having a GWR tonight, but it's going to be at a special time at 9:00 instead of 6:30 for tonight. So join us for that tonight, 9:00. We'll have owner of Thunder Blunder Wrestling, Walter Buckley, will be joining us. Talk about a big show coming up this Thursday night in Indianapolis, Indiana. I know there was a change made, one change made to the card, but he still has a stacked card.
Yep.
So join us tonight. Find out some more information about that. Also, we have a lot of have some good, not a lot, but have some good games tonight. 2 big baseball games. Both of them are elimination games. Big Monday night football game. See if the 49ers can bounce back. And then tomorrow, NBA starts back up. So we'll have some NBA games to talk about tomorrow as well.
Yeah, Vegas plays tomorrow night, 11 o'clock at night. They're 6-0.
Do y'all think the NFL should ban the Broncos defensive player for all legal? Nope. And I don't think that tackle and the tackle you're talking about yesterday in the Packers game, I thought that was a bullshit penalty. That was one of them I was talking about. He hit the guy with his shoulder. I mean, the guy's going down the ground. He turned. I mean, he done everything he could not to hit him helmet to helmet. Hit him with his shoulder. Yeah, he did hit him toward the guy's shoulder, toward head, but the guy's going down to the ground. What's the guy supposed to do in that situation? You're moving 15, 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me, that's not, there's nothing dirty about that play. He's trying to do his job and make a play. It's just the way that when a guy's falling and you're hitting a moving target, it makes it almost impossible. I didn't think it should have been a flag for defensive receiver, but he definitely, even if you want to call that, that's one thing. But to eject him from the game, I thought was overkill. And I think he's going to get I think he'll get some fines, but no, I don't think he should be banned. I watched actually McAfee on the day today showed some of the replays of the different penalties he's had, and there was only like one of them that I felt like, okay, I can that one was kind of in that one he kind of launched himself and he did hit the guy with his head helmet first. But if a guy's hitting the guy with a shoulder, hitting the guy with a shoulder, especially if the guy's on his way down or guy's lowering his level, to me it's hard to call a guy for a penalty. And then not only that, now you're calling that a penalty, ejecting the guy. And then now the guy gets labeled as being a dirty player. Where you don't even know if there was any, if there was any ill intent there. To me, it looked like just a football play.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think about Green Bay? Do you think maybe that coach is in trouble?
I don't think he'll be in trouble this year just because it's the first year of Love starting. I don't know if they have the quarterback, but he'll show some flashes here and there, and then other times their offense looks pretty bad, not real consistent, and their defense has to tighten up. But yeah, I don't think he'll be done this year. I think if they struggle next year, I think that coach might be gone. But I think that he won't be gone after this year just because of this their first year without Rodgers, going into a new quarterback. Kind of a little bit of a rebuild year. He said, "Do you think TNA coming back is a good thing? Is it going to make much of a difference changing the name back to TNA?"
I know that they're going to bigger venues. They're trying to change things. I know their next pay-per-view, they're going into a 2,500 seat arena in Vegas. So they're trying to go a little bigger. They're trying to up the production. But without a good TV deal, I don't know if it makes a difference. I mean, I don't have no problem going back to TNA. That name, I'd never had a problem with the name. I just don't know if a name change without a TV deal you got to get seen by more eyes. I mean, that's the key.
Yeah.
They've got a good product. I'd rather watch their personally. I'd rather watch their product than AEW, but that's just me personally. I think it's a better product, but if you're not getting seen, but we'll see. I mean, there's a report that CM Punk was backstage for the TV tapings Sunday night.
That would be, I mean, if they
be a major get.
Oh, if they're able to get somebody like that, that'd be a big deal for them. But
yeah. Oh, I agree. I think that getting him would be, and I think it'd be a good place to go because it's all veterans there. There's not a lot of young people there. There's a lot of veterans. I think he would be respected. I think he would be heard. He went to AEW and thought the grass was greener on the other side, and found out different.
Yep. All right, before we get out of here, my picks are 546 and 420 on the year. Today's picks, I have the Phillies on the money line over the Diamondbacks, Rangers money line over the Astros, 49ers -7 against the Minnesota Vikings in Monday Night Football, and the Buffalo Sabres over the Canadians money line in the hockey tonight. But appreciate everybody joining us. We will see you guys tomorrow with another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. Join us tonight for Gonzo's Wrestling Room, 9 p.m. Eastern. Hope everybody has a great night, and we'll see you guys next time.